Thomas Chadwick is hooked on firewalking, and he's obsessed with teaching others how to do it.
Well, firewalking is the most powerful tool there is to rapidly change a person's life in a positive and dramatic and lasting way.
The Alberta entrepreneur walked across hot coals for the first time just a year ago at a business seminar in California.
It was just amazing. I thought to myself, if I can do this, I can do anything.
Now he wants to do it again and teach others how to firewalk, starting on his home turf in rural Alberta. Florida is a half a continent from Alberta, but it's not too far for a man on a mission. Thomas Chadwick wants to master the art of firewalking and learn to teach others how to do it. So he's come here to take a course from the world's foremost firewalking instructor, Tolly Burkan.
He had taught some people one-on-one, and if he wouldn't have run the course, I would have had him teach me one-on-one.
I would say half the people in this seminar want to teach firewalking, but the other half of the group are simply here for the opportunity to empower themselves.
Tolly Burkan teaches firewalking by first daring his students to conquer other equally difficult challenges.
The firewalk is a metaphor for all of the challenges that stop you from realizing your goals. And part of what I do when I'm training firewalking instructors is I give them many more challenges. You pretend that this is peanut brittle. That the board that you are intending to break is actually 12 inches below the peanut brittle. And so you have to take your fist and push it through the peanut brittle in order to reach the board that's 12 inches below.
It's taking all the energy and all the power that you've got and placing it in your arm and in your hand, because that's all you're thinking about when you're doing that.
And you realize that you're someone who can break a brick with your bare hand. You start realizing who you really are. When I put my hand through this brick, I am giving myself power, courage, intention.
My hand just went through it, like it wasn't there.
Have you ever broken a brick before?
No.
And how do you feel for having just broken a brick with your bare hand?
Empowered. It does give you a feeling of accomplishment that, wow, I did that. I broke that. It's something that's seemingly impossible.
But can this Albertan conquer other seemingly impossible feats, like bending rebar or walking on glass? Next.
For me, this is incredibly scary.
Thomas Chadwick longs to become a firewalk instructor, so he's come here to be trained by expert firewalker Tolly Burkan. But before Chadwick and others walk on fire, Burkan first confronts his workshop participants with other equally scary challenges.
You make the decision that you're going to do this, and you push 100%. Yeah!
It's breaking through the fear barrier. There's certainly a little bit of discomfort because that is the soft part of your neck.
It was extremely intense, and of course, pushing against somebody else was really positive for me because I could see the person there, and we were coming together. And
push 100%. Yes.
And there was a lot of power that I drew from Andy.
Anytime you do something that you didn't think was possible, you step beyond the ordinary. You step into the area of exceptional.
Take one arrow and pass them on.
The person sees the arrow there and you think, well, this is really scary. But the fact is the arrow is designed to break with less pressure than what it'll take to poke through the skin. So it is a safe thing. It just appears that it's really dangerous.
Stick it right in your throat.
What I did was placed all my awareness on the arrow, decided it was going to break, and decided it wasn't going to hurt me.
All right.
And just pushed.
For me, this is incredibly scary. As I stood up there, and it started to hurt, and I just focused, and Shazam-bola, it snapped.
Then when we do something that we thought was impossible, it challenges our belief system. And we start wondering, well, how many other things did I think I can't do, but I really can do? What this is 50 pounds of broken glass, and they've been broken up into shards.
Walking on glass was an extremely intense experience of being in the now, and you pay attention to what you're doing a lot. You take it very, very slowly and very, very carefully, and you make sure that as you put your weight down, there's nothing that feels like it's gonna poke through the skin. You're so immersed in what you're doing, nothing else in the world exists. There is only, where am I gonna put my foot right now? So it's a lot like a meditation.
Wow, that was amazing. I'm exhilarated. I'm flying, and my feet aren't touching the ground.
But his feet will soon be touching the ground, a very hot ground.
1,250 degrees Fahrenheit.
Next,
The worst thing that could possibly happen is that your feet are burnt off into little stubs.
The fire is tremendous. The fire is huge, and the heat from it is just amazing. The wood burns down and leaves a pile of coals, and we're gonna walk across those coals.
after being tested by firewalking teacher Tolly Burkan, student Thomas Chadwick is ready for his ultimate challenge. Tonight he'll try mastering his firewalking technique, hoping to become an instructor and inspire others to walk across hot coals.
The chanting and the drumming is so that you can place your body in a rhythm and be relaxed. To be able to walk across the coals safely, for the fire to allow you to do that, it needs to be respected.
But when you stand in front of the fire, it stimulates a lot of fear. And so my job as a firewalking instructor is to give you tools that enable you to overcome the fear so that you can take the first step.
You experience that fear. What it would be like, okay, if I fell on my face, well, how bad would that be? That would be really bad. Okay, I know that could happen. Let's take that and put it in the box. And let's not put my awareness on it. Let's place conscious awareness on walking across the coals safely. The fear is something that's an illusion, it's nebulous, and we're not really sure how big it is and how bad it is. And when we think about it and place our awareness on it, we make it even bigger and badder than what it truly is.
1,250 degrees Fahrenheit. Most of us, all our lives, have believed that fire will burn us. And then we do something that we thought was impossible, and we start realizing there may be other things that I'm not doing just because I think it's impossible. Yes, 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 yes. The fire becomes a metaphor for every fear in your life. And if you're able to step through the membrane of fear and walk out into the coal bed, you'll recognize that membrane of fear standing between you and asking for a raise, and you'll remember what you did at the firewalk, and you'll be able to step through that membrane of fear again and again. And after a firewalk, you start realizing that who you thought you were is actually too small, that you're a much bigger person capable of doing far more magnificent things than you ever dreamed possible. And people have been empowered by firewalking and have been able to attain goals they never dreamed they could ever attain.
It has definitely changed my life. And just to think that the things that I thought I would never be able to do.
It's in the doing that you set yourself free. It's the not doing that causes all the stress and worry, you know.
And the main goal is to get to the end of the fire or get to your goal in life. It's not about thinking about all the problems in life. Because when you're walking across the fire, the way you get burned is that moment that you think about the heat.
When you look at the flames and the hot coals and you feel the heat radiating back at you, if you can rise above the fear to take that first step, then you need to just carry on and go. A lot of times it's our inner chatter. What if, or you can't, or you aren't. And those kinds of sentences serve to drag us down. And if we select only empowering thoughts, then we become empowered. Such a personal high is what it is. It's like getting high on life is what it is.
If a person has believed all their life that they couldn't walk on fire, in just one evening,
I've changed that person's life forever.
I walked across the fire 42 times. Each time across the fire, I learned something new. I should have quit a little sooner, just a few times sooner. The worst thing that could possibly happen is that your feet are burnt off into little stubs, and you really get burned really good. So you can either think of that, or else you can think about what's the best thing that could happen, and the best thing that could happen is you walk across the fire and you're not burnt. Expect the best, and you'll be able to walk across the fire. It would be a shame for me when I look back on my life and I did not do the thing that I came to do. I died with my music in me. I just feel that I have a tremendous mission to follow and a tremendous message to pass to the world.
Congratulations, Thomas, and welcome to the tribe.
Thank you very much.